Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Why are you singing that song?
Because a vision softly creeping.
Why are you singing that one?
This is the first podcast episode,
Ever?
not ever,
Really?
but in a very long time that I'm coming off the heels of a Georgia loss.
Oof. You hate to see it.
We are an unusual couple, you know.
I'd say we've had... This podcast started in June of 21.
Yeah.
And Georgia lost one game that year, and we've since then not lost until Saturday. So 2 losses in the history of the podcast.
Yikes.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, if you guys paid attention to last week's episode, we talked preemptively about Chris had a very exciting and nerve-wracking Georgia game at the time, the upcoming weekend, as of right now, in the previous weekend against Alabama. It did not end in the desired way. Georgia lost, but only by 3 points, which is sad for everybody, but also, like, at least it wasn't a really bad loss.
Yeah. I don't really...
Don't want to talk about it too much?
No.
Should we just move on to my thoughts about the college football playoff, if you will?
Sure.
So, okay. We're going to talk a little bit about college football. Now, you can skip this segment if this really doesn't interest you, but also I'm going to be explaining a bunch of stuff in layman's terms, if you will, as somebody who doesn't know college football that well. So, it's like college football for dummies, so also feel free to stay because we're very funny people. All right. And you can correct me if anything I say is wrong.
Okay.
College football playoff. Let me explain this to you. You play a whole season of football, and you get to the end of it, and then 4 teams, this is last year that it's 4 teams, but 4 teams get into the college football playoff, and those 4 teams have the opportunity to play a game, and then the winners of those 2 games go on to play the last game, which is the national championship.
Correct.
So, at this point in time, every year, it's, what is it, the College Football Playoff Committee? Is that who it is?
Yeah, a bunch of fraud fucks.
They pick the top 4 teams to go into the college football playoff. Now, Chris, how would you describe the picking process of them doing that? Would you say it's logical and they go by a certain rules that teams have to follow? Would you say?
There's not a clear set of boxes to check off for teams where it's like, if you achieve this, you're in. It's very subjective and allows for some biases to arise.
Interesting, isn't it? So, the teams that got in this year, Michigan, who's like ranked number 1, makes sense. They're undefeated. Washington got in. Shout out to Emma. My best friend Emma goes to Washington. Washington got in. They are undefeated in their conference as well. Oh, real quick, forgot to touch on this. There's lots of different conferences in the college football area, but there's 5 that people like to call the Power 5. Those consist of, one of them is going away next year, but those 5 conferences consist of the following: the SEC, which Georgia is a part of.
Sorry, I feel like I want to kill myself the entire time we talk about football today.
I'm having really
It's
fun.
nothing to do with what she's doing.
He's just sad.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time. The ACC, which Georgia Tech is a part of. Then there's Big 12, Pac-12, and Big 10. Those 3 piss me off just because why couldn't you come up with some sort of variation of name?
Yeah.
Anywho, so Michigan got in. They're undefeated in their conference, which is Big 10.
Correct.
Look at me. Washington got in. They're undefeated in their conference, which is Pac-12.
Correct.
Look at me. Are you proud?
Yes.
Are you impressed?
Yeah.
Then Texas gets in. Texas is not undefeated. Texas lost to Oklahoma.
Correct.
They're in the same conference, correct? They're in the Big 12, not to be confused.
Bonus points if you can tell me what conference they're headed to next year. Both of them, Texas and Oklahoma.
SEC?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
SEC is going to get more difficult. That's irritating. Anyways, okay. So Texas got in. They have 1 loss. Their 1 loss is to Oklahoma, which is in their conference. So they're 12-1. They have a loss. They're not undefeated in their conference. And then we have the 4th spot. Another team gets in. Alabama, who lost to Texas earlier in the season. They're 12-1, not undefeated. They got in. But Florida State, who is undefeated in their conference. Their conference is the ACC. Florida State, undefeated in their conference, does not get in to the college football playoff. Chris, explain to me how that makes any sense. Use the excuses that everyone else is using.
You want me to play like...
Just go ahead and say to the people what annoying fans and the college football playoff committee is trying to say as to why Georgia State shouldn't be in the playoffs, and then I'll tell you why I think they're wrong.
Florida State, for starters, should not be in the playoff because this is, according to them, they lost their starting quarterback with a few weeks left in the season to a brutal injury, snapped his ankle in half.
Yeah, it went that.
Disgusting, actually. And that's really it. And other than that, the strength of schedule, I believe, and strength of record are inferior, supposedly. But they were 13-0 conference champs, and they acted like the quarterback makes the entire team, when in reality, they've got an elite running back. I'd argue an elite defense at times.
Yeah.
And
here's the issue.
the backup quarterback won a game in the Swamp, which is at Florida Stadium.
Which is their rival.
And then he got injured, and then with their third-string quarterback, they won the ACC over a top 15 Louisville team. Exactly. And it was ugly, but they found a way to win. And Rodemaker, the backup, was going to come back by the time the playoff came around. But
yeah, they had like so much time to train their quarterbacks. It's not like the game was next week. Here's the thing. Okay, so on topic of they're on their third-string quarterback, which is what a lot of people are saying. Like, oh, that's why they're not in the playoffs. They're on a third-string quarterback. If they played any of the other three teams in the playoffs, like the floor would get wiped with them. First of all, what's this if? What's this if conversation? I've been in the college football world for about 6-7 years, I'd say. Didn't really care that much the first year we were dating. But I've never seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've never seen them plan the playoffs based on ifs. How are you going to be like, oh, well, if we put Florida State in, they would lose horrendously, so we're not even going to bother doing that. No. You can't do that. You can't just assume how a game's going to work. That's why you play the game of football. You can't guess how it's going to end up. No offense, trigger warning. We went into the Georgia-Alabama game, at least I did, thinking, yeah, Georgia's going to win. That didn't happen. You can't just assume how a football game's going to end. That's why you have to play it. Florida State was undefeated in their conference. They deserve to at least be able to say that they had a spot in the college football playoffs. Even if they lost horrendously when they got there, they should still be able to have that listed. Be like, yeah, we made it to the playoffs in 2023. They should be able to say that. Then you have the argument of strength of schedule, which makes me mad because it's saying multiple things. It's saying, number one, it's basically just disrespectful to the ACC. And as somebody who has a team that's a part of the ACC, I'm disrespected by it. I did some math yesterday, you guys. I sat at my desk for about 3.5 hours doing football math. Do you know how crazy I am to do that?
Pretty wild.
Out of all the teams that are in the playoffs, including Georgia and Florida State actually has played the most Power 5 conference teams. Fun fact, they've played 11. They played 2 SEC teams and 9 ACC teams. And then all the other teams played 10, and I think one team played 9. So they actually have the most Power 5 conference games in their season. They have 2 out-of-conference games that they won. They beat LSU. Who's the other one that they beat?
Florida.
Thank you. Big deal. And people are like, oh, well, they have the 55th ranked strength of schedule. And I'm like, why does that matter? Basically what it's saying is that, ACC has the least amount of teams that are considered to be the ranked teams. Every week they have the top 25 ranked teams, and it changes depending on who wins and who loses every week. And the ACC, I looked at this year and I looked at last year. Numerically, percentage-wise, the ACC has the least teams in it. So if you're an ACC team and you are in the top 25, if you're in the top 5 and you're an ACC team, your schedule is going to look the weakest just because the ACC doesn't have the strongest teams. If you're in the SEC, really easy for you to look like you have the strongest schedule ever because you play a lot of teams that are in your conference. If you're an SEC team, you're playing a lot of SEC teams. And SEC has the most teams that are in the top 25, like basically every week, give or take a few weeks. So it's just like, what, do you want Florida State to leave the ACC? Like, that seems to be the only answer if you're going to argue weak schedule.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole conversation has made me want to kill myself, not because of you, just because I've
this is really sad.
I've been at peace with the situation, and now like
I'm not.
I've just consumed so much media talking about this already, and it's like I just there's nothing I can do.
I know. I just wanted someone to talk about it too.
We can keep talking.
The last thing I'm going to say is the argument of the quarterback. You're basically saying that your team is your quarterback, which is so stupid because it's disrespecting every other player on the field. It's disrespecting the defense.
Correct.
It's like, if a team loses its quarterback, yeah, that sucks. And yeah, the quarterback is obviously an extremely important player, but that's not it. That's not the end all be all of a team. Mm-hmm. Like, if their defense is really good and their defense is able to keep the other team from scoring and the offense just keeps making field goals the whole game, they're still winning. Like, it's a win. A win is a win. And I think it's stupid and I think it's messed up and I think the College Football Playoff Committee sucks and I think that it's really disrespectful to the ACC.
I think it's corrupt, inconsistent bullshit that's all about the money at the end of the day.
I think it's Alabama bias, and I think it's SEC bias.
Fair.
Sorry to you.
I think that the entire time I was doing my Homelander impression intentionally there because the boy...
the white noise?
Yeah, when he's in the theater and he's literally just sitting there like...
he talked about...
He's just sitting there like this. Look.
He talked about those memes the other day. Did you see that?
Yeah, he was like, fuck that,
he was
pay
like,
me.
fuck that, I'm not getting paid for any of this. I was like, you're getting paid for the show that's getting clipped. Stupid.
He's funny. He's scarily similar to Homelander in real life.
Yeah, except he just has brown hair.
Yeah. The Boys Season 4 dropped a trailer, and I'm very excited for it. And honestly, watching that trailer with my friends, we were all,
Yeah,
we were having fun watching the football game.
This is before the game. This was
like,
started.
yeah, before the game. And the vibes were still high. But
yeah.
We watched the trailer and I was like, yeah, I can't wait to watch Gen V now, which I honestly want to do.
Yeah, we got to watch Gen
But
V.
sidebar, I have dug myself into a watch list hole that is like a never-ending hell for me. This is why I don't watch things
just
ever.
Finish the Disney movies.
Why I don't watch things.
Can I cuss for a second? You're pussyfooting around the Disney movies.
Okay.
Just watch them.
It's just become a chore. I don't look forward to it anymore.
You're in the best part.
Bolt?
Yeah, after Bolt, it's like Tangled and Princess and the Frog. I'm not going in order. Relax. Frozen.
The issue is, it could be 100 Star Wars movies. At a certain point, it's like, it gets monotonous in a way, and I don't mean that in a degrading way towards Disney. I love Disney.
No, you're totally
valid. Like, I've been watching Disney movies since October 25th. Here and there, and it's like, damn. And that's why I'm never doing the 100 movies I missed challenge again. And that's why I rarely like to make a list and say, this is what I'm going to watch. Because last night, I had some time to relax, and I went to Disney Plus, and the Indiana Jones thing was there. And I was like, I'm going to watch this because it's something I passionately want to watch right now. And it's honestly because when you have a long list of something, it starts to feel like a chore.
How many movies do we have left? Like
14.
Easy money. We can knock that out before our anniversary for sure.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of them. I wanted to rewatch as well to have a definitive ranking, but
yeah,
that's why I don't want to speak for my future self, but I don't see a world where I'm ever going to do another movie challenge like this again.
Well, yeah, I agree.
I will never watch the MCU from beginning to end again. Do you know how much work that would be?
No, yeah, I agree. At this point, when it comes to rewatching the MCU, you can just pick and choose what you want to watch.
It just becomes a chore.
Just rewatch what's important before the next movie.
It becomes a chore. Like, my favorite movies I've watched recently. Mm-hmm. And then we'll talk more about The Boys. Ocean's 11 rewatch, because I just wanted to watch it.
I
was just in the mood to watch it.
I forgot to log it.
And then the Indiana Jones thing. I had a delightful time with myself.
A delightful time.
Brought tears to my eyes.
I know it did. I'm happy for you. It's good
to
cry.
I want to get back to watching what I want to watch. And just what I used to do before I even had YouTube or LETTERBOXD or anything, I would just... let me just search for something and find something I want to watch and just watch it. And I miss that, and I want to get back to that, and I get away from it every year.
That's what I do.
And
that's why I switch shows all the time. Because I'll wake up and I'm like, or I'll see a TikTok and I'm like, actually, you know what? I kind of feel like watching Game of Thrones right now, so I'm gonna put Game of Thrones on, and that's what I'm watching right now today.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know what happened actually to me.
It's okay.
I don't know what happened to me.
I'll help you. We'll get through it. We have motivation because you gotta finish it so you can watch Christmas movies.
That's what I want.
We'll finish it. Don't worry. I'll help. I'll put them on and like.
You want the movie? Let me throw a lasso around.
We're literally just gonna put them on. Okay. Not tonight though, because tonight, Dancing with the Stars finale, which will literally be happening right when we end filming this podcast.
Precisely.
But back to The Boys.
Yeah.
The Boys season 4 teaser trailer dropped. The best part of the trailer to me was Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Like, it was a teaser trailer, so not that much was in it. The best part was Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Okay.
I love him.
Him and Butcher are gonna have a hell of a dynamic.
That's Denny Duquette. I love him. Do you know who that is?
Yeah,
That's Negan.
Isn't the love interest of Katherine Heigl's character in
Izzy Stevens.
Wait, no. Not Katherine Heigl.
Izzy Stevens.
No.
Izzy Stevens.
Is that her name?
That's
Katherine
the character's
Heigl?
name? Izzy Stevens.
Keep talking. I'm gonna look him up. Or her up.
Yeah, I'm hyped for Jeffrey Dean Morgan being The Boys. I said this kind of in my trailer reaction. I'm curious to see what the hell they're going to do in season 4, just because the whole point of the show is to kill Homelander, ? Or stop him or whatever. And once you kill Homelander, the show's over. And I guess they're kind of making that, I'm blanking on her name, but the lady that's like the politician lady.
Heigl.
The politician lady
Yeah,
is
I know
like the
what you're
main antagonist, I guess, alongside Homelander. She's sort of the Stormfront of this season.
Is it like
I guess.
New something? Like Noonan or something?
I don't know. I
I'll
couldn't
look it
tell
up.
you for money what her name is. I forgot about her.
Jesus H.
I said it in my reaction when her face showed up. I was like, oh my God, I forgot about her.
You know who's gonna pull up again unless they already got killed and I forgot? Stan Edgar. He's not dead. I'm pretty sure he's still out there, right? Unless I forgot.
Who's that?
Giancarlo.
Oh, did he? I don't know. I have to rewatch The Boys. I haven't watched it in a minute.
Victoria. I haven't even got there, by the way. Victoria Newman. Yep. I saw it. Victoria Newman is her
okay.
name. Yeah.
Is that the character name or the actress name?
The character.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
The head
it
popper.
looked interesting. For me, though, the best trailer that came out that day was the House of the Dragon Season 2 trailer, baby.
Yeah, I'm excited for House of the Dragon Season 2. You and I had a conversation earlier this year, and I was like, are you excited for House of the Dragon Season 2? This was like a few months ago. And you were like, yeah, I am. It's not the time right now. And I was like, fair. And then this trailer dropped, and now it's like, okay, yeah, it's going down.
Yeah.
Because it was one of the best shows when it was on in fall of 22
Yeah.
last year. Wait.
Yeah. Wait.
Yes.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, last year.
Wow.
Yeah, it ended in October. I want to say it went from August to October. If this comes out in like June and we have something like every summer Sunday night to look forward to, that would be hype.
I think that's probably what it
That's
what
what
it will
Thrones did, I think. Game of Thrones was like April, May, June, July, or so. I don't know.
Sounds like
Came
it.
out in one of those months.
Sounds
I didn't watch it live hardly ever until the final season. But House of the Dragon Season 2,
Looks
can you tell
really
that we're
good.
building to all-out war, I want to say, by the end of the show? Yeah.
And I'm hyped. It looks great. Team Blacks. Fuck the Greens.
Screw Sir Kristen Cole.
Oh,
Actually,
I don't even know if he was in the trailer.
He was in. I saw it. I didn't realize it at first, but I watched the replay. He's the dude who's like doing a beheading. He's got like shorter hair. Yeah, I'll pull
They
up.
shaved him?
Yeah, he doesn't have.
That
any,
was his one redeeming quality, was his hair. That's crazy. That was him?
He gaslit the hell out of Rhaenyra, right?
He's insane.
Yeah, he's loon.
He's the worst of men, is what he is. Fuck the Greens. Team Blacks. Rhaenyra can do no wrong. I will support all of Rhaenyra's war crimes. That's all I have to say about that.
How would I spell that? C, right?
Yeah, Kristen Cole.
Sir Kristen Cole. Yeah, okay. Latest. That will help us if we go to latest. We'll find a picture of him likely.
It's not like they're gonna be able to see it anyways. I know exactly what part of the trailer you're
fair,
talking about.
Fair. It doesn't matter.
But yeah, it'll be good. It'll be interesting, if you will.
Do you remember how gagged you were the first time we watched that moment? He can keep his tongue.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
Gagged. I absolutely.
That was
gagged.
wild. Matt Smith's a very good actor.
Crazy,
Obviously.
and I'm so excited for him to be back as Damon.
The whole season, I'm just excited, and I'll rewatch House of the Dragon 1, like it's a movie, before House of the Dragon 2. But I look forward to both. 2024 is about to be a year for television. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
You know what 2024 is also a year for?
What?
Sebastian Stan.
Oh God, I knew you were going there.
He has lots of projects though, not just the one that we're also going to talk about today. And don't worry, I'll be brief. This is for clips. Okay. Guys, don't tell anybody, but this conversation we're about to have is definitely for clips.
It's fine.
TikTok.
I'll just look like this so I don't look stupid. Sometimes I just zone out when you're on your rants and so.
Because you don't pay attention to me when I talk. No, Sebastian Stan has a couple movies.
Only when it's about depressing college football.
Sebastian Stan has a couple movies coming out next year. One of them is that movie that's like A Different Man. That's the one where he has all those crazy facial prosthetics on. You know those photos that came out a while ago?
Yeah.
And then also, Sebastian Stan is unfortunately playing young Donald Trump in a movie, which is just really unfortunate for me. I made a TikTok about it earlier today that I'll post eventually at some point. But it's just like, I just hate seeing him like that. He's so ugly and gross. I've seen people compare him to Plutarch Heavensby. I've seen people compare him to Princess Diana with his hair. I've seen people...
Can I tell you the funniest I've seen?
Yeah.
It was a quote tweet, and it was like, this looks like someone tried to draw Christopher Nolan from memory.
That is so... That's really accurate.
Yeah.
That's really...
It's just the most random thing, and it's like, yeah.
Like, if I didn't know that was Sebastian Stan, and I saw those photos of him on the street, I would not be able to tell you that was Sebastian Stan, honestly.
They got the hair down.
Yeah, he hates wigs, and he's wearing a wig, which is really interesting. I need someone on that set to actually tell me what Sebastian Stan's hair looks like underneath the wig. Because ever since the strikes and stuff have delayed Thunderbolts filming, I've been very scared. Because Sebastian fully grew his hair out for Bucky. Long hair. Bucky. Something that is so important to me. It makes me sick. Look at my hands. I'm sick. And
I just got a notification about that movie.
Thunderbolts?
No, not Thunderbolts, the Donald Trump one.
Oh, hell.
They changed the title.
What is it?
The Winter Soldier 2 Lost in New York.
That's not funny. My first thought was
down the hall and to the right, or whatever he says.
My first thought was, damn it, I'm going to have to
the
refilm
left.
my TikTok now.
I'm just screwing with you.
Oh my God. I did see someone say they should edit Sebastian Stan into Home Alone 2,
Yeah,
though.
they should.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was saying.
That was funny, Cam.
I forgot what I was saying.
You were talking about long hair Becky.
Right? Okay, so I've been really scared ever since those strikes have happened because that delayed filming. And he doesn't leave his apartment ever.
Nunca?
It had been 2 months since we'd seen him. And the first photos we see of him in 2 months, he's Donald Trump. Do you know how sickening that is to me?
He's Donald J. Trump.
Do you know how sickening that is to me? Sickening.
That's funny, actually.
Triggering and upsetting and makes me want to cry. I just need to know that his hair underneath the wig is okay. I need to know that long hair Bucky is okay.
Honestly,
fine.
The movie is probably going to be pretty fire. Like, I'm being honest.
The Donald Trump movie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's going to be
It's
like a
gonna be
hit
fire.
piece. It's about him and Roy Khan, who's like a really, really bad attorney lawyer. Like, really bad guy. So, and about
I think it'll be in the same vein as the movie Vice, which is just kind of a shitty movie, actually, but it'll go for the same thing, if that makes
both
sense.
Sebastian Stan and the guy that's playing the attorney, his name's...
Jeremy Strong.
Yes. He also likes playing controversial roles.
Yeah.
They both love their controversial roles.
Well, they're both fantastic actors, so they can do whatever
Oscar
the fuck they
bait.
want.
If I had to see Sebastian Stan look like Donald Trump, and if I have to witness Sebastian Stan doing a Donald Trump accent, which I'm terrified for, by the way, if I have to bear witness to all of that for months, I better see an Oscar nomination. I'm sorry. Like,
We've both had to endure accents from some of our favorite characters.
what about you? Who? Oh, are you talking about Allison?
When Chris Reed did the French. I don't want to talk about it. Enough. There was one recently that was bad. It was an accent. It was in Oceans. It was Cheadle doing the British accent,
Oh my
which I didn't
God.
realize really until you kept pointing it out. Because growing up when I was like 5, I thought that it was.
You were so unserious for as a child thinking that must have been the first British person you've ever heard in your life.
No, I was just like, as a child, I believed if someone was speaking away in a movie, that's how they sounded in real life. I didn't know.
I watched Ocean's 11 for the first time in my life.
Great film, right?
When I tell you that the first time Don Cheadle was on screen, I almost choked on my water hearing him speak. It is like the worst British accent I've ever heard in my life. I don't understand the artistic choice for him to be British. There was no need. It didn't add anything to his character. It was quite literally like when you make fun of British people and you're like, all right, governor, let's crack one open. Oh, mate.
That's kind of how he was.
Exactly what he sounded like. I'm so serious. He's like, oh, mate, leave me alone. Bugger off. And I'm like, every like, what's the word I'm looking for? Stereotypical like British word was used. Every single one of them. Bugger off. Like just terms like that.
Wanker. No, I wasn't used, but I just wanted to say it.
Awful. And there was no need for it. And anytime he spoke, could not take him seriously. It was crazy. Absolutely insane.
Great film though. Trilogy.
Yeah, really good movie.
We'll have to finish the trilogy at some point.
And then when we do that, you have to watch the Maze Runner trilogy. We can do that in the beginning of 2024.
I thought you were going to say you have to watch Ocean's 8 which I haven't seen.
We will watch that too, but in terms of me wanting to show you trilogy next, in 2024, probably in January, I'll show you the Maze Runner.
Are you aware that we're getting Oceans with Margot Robbie?
I saw that.
Are you aware that we're getting Oceans with Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, and they're actually playing Danny Ocean's parents, and it's a prequel film?
I saw that. You know what I think?
What do you think?
I think, how come Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie get put in another movie together, but we didn't get that with Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone? That's what I think.
They had 3, didn't they?
2.
Crazy Stupid Love, La La Land, and then this movie called Gangster Squad.
I wanted more.
Fair.
Okay.
I think that movie's going to be a banger, though.
How about this? If Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie can get put in another movie together, what are we doing with Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson? What's up?
I'll Raise You, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone.
Absolutely. What's going on? Like Hollywood, you have so many great options, and we're not utilizing it. Do you know how many people you could get to go to a movie if you just put Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson in it? It could be a shitty movie. It'll do money at the box office.
Yeah.
We've all seen what's happened with the Hunger Games prequel. Jennifer
It could
and
be
Josh
a
aren't
movie.
even included.
It should be a rom-com.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like She Did No Hard Feelings. It should be something like
Imagine if
where they both play sort of silly but serious
Imagine
and heartfelt.
if No Hard Feelings, instead of Andrew Barthelman, it was Josh Hutcherson, because Josh Hutcherson is so short.
And he was still playing like that age.
Not
though?
that age, not that exact age.
Okay.
Maybe like graduating from college instead of high school.
Yeah, like a 30-year-old who like came back. He was like a vet, and then he came back to finish
I'm
school.
talking like 24.
Okay.
He's like 4'11". Just kidding. He's like 5.
He played
He's
like a
5'6".
full-on father in FNAF.
And no, he's a brother. He's the older brother.
That movie's so bad, I don't even remember
He's the older
familial
brother.
dynamics. You are correct.
You clearly don't get a bajillion Josh Hutcherson edits. On
No,
your
he
For You
isn't.
page.
He is the.
He's the older brother.
No, he's not a brother. Isn't he like a fucking like an uncle or something?
No, he's the older brother.
Like
Chris. He's her older brother.
Okay. That movie's so bad.
Their parents died, and he's the older brother.
So she was conceived after his younger brother was taken, because he was a little kid with his little brother.
Yes.
Years later. So like years later, she was an oops baby.
I think she was.
The movie was an oops movie, so we're all good.
She either was like, no, she was like an infant in the flashbacks.
You are correct.
She was a baby.
Yep.
That because the mom went to go take care of her.
You know, given our track record here, Mike, I'm gonna say our options are limited.
Oh, be real time. Let's do my be real. Damn it, I messed up.
How?
Because it got blurry. Hang on. Slade. I love when B-Real goes off during the podcast. So moving on. Chris, what are we doing tonight, baby?
Dancing with the Stars finale.
3 hours long, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I think. Rumored. But the episodes are normally 2 hours.
2.5. How about 2.5? We'll round up. We'll split the difference.
Well, with the commercials, that's probably 3.
Oh.
Because, like, the episodes are normally 2
So
hours.
from 8 to 11?
Probably, yeah. The episodes are normally 2 hours long, and this is the first finale with 5 people in it, which is crazy. We haven't talked to you guys since last week. Last week, they were supposed to eliminate somebody, so the finale would have 4 people. They didn't eliminate anybody, but they scared us with it. They put Allison through first, and then they put Jason through, and then they put Charity through. So that left Ariana and Sochi, which are like fan favorites. They're the girls, you know, they're the girlies, you know what I mean? I was distraught with emotion when they were the last two left, because we can all agree Sochi has the more popular fan vote probably than Ariana.
Yes.
Ariana's like, I did not know who Ariana was before the season started, but now I would go to war for her, and I love her. I knew who Sochi was, though. Obviously, she's America Chavez. We all know who Sochi Gomez is. So I was like, that's it? It's Ariana. She's going home. That's insane. I can't believe it. Is there something on my face?
No.
Sorry, whenever you zone out of my eyes. And
You do that every time.
Because you always, this is what it looks like.
Yeah, I just wasn't making eye contact with you.
It's like he's looking at my cheek.
No.
Yeah, I was like, that's it. Ariana's going home.
If Sochi doesn't win, I'll be pretty shocked. I want Jason to win.
I want, as long as one of the winners is Jason, Ariana, or Sochi, I'm fine. This is like the first year where the winner's not really clear and evident. I think Sochi will win because of fan votes.
If Sochi doesn't win again, I'll be shocked.
Yeah. I'm most excited because Charlie's coming back to do a dance.
Oh, yeah. Very interesting.
I loved Charlie D'Amelio on the last season of Dancing with the Stars. Every time I watch her final dance, it makes me cry.
D'Amelio.
Bad. So I'm excited to see her and Mark dance again.
Yeah, I wonder what other surprises they have in store, because they said they have some in store. I don't know what, though.
Interesting.
Yep.
I know I saw on someone's Instagram story, like the celebrities are going to be literally flying on disco balls. Like disco balls are going to descend from the ceiling, and they'll be sitting on a Miley Cyrus wrecking ball style.
We have 30 minutes, so.
Oh, hell.
Yeah.
Not enough time. But yeah, basically, by the time you guys are watching this episode, we'll know who the winner of Dancing with the Stars is.
DWTS season 30 million. I don't know.
32.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, and
The winner of the first Len Goodman Mirror Ball Trophy.
pretty cool. Yeah. My birthday was last week.
Right?
I
How's
turned
that?
24.
Oh my God, you're 24.
Yeah.
I just remembered that.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like the television show with Kiefer Sutherland. Hey, Mike. See this circle? That's me. That went right over my head.
No one's gonna know what that is.
Can I tell the story?
Go ahead.
AP US History, 11th grade. Cam and I were in the same class, and some friends were in there, and our teacher was very...
Eclectic? Is that like a word?
He was something. Yeah, he was a character. He's a Southern football coach, mustache. You can picture him.
Love him.
And he...
Love that man.
There was this one kid in our class. Oh, man. He was...
Think the guy from the Polar Express movie, the kid with the glasses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Wait, does that kid, the character have
Yeah.
glasses, right? Yeah. Think
The
that.
yellow shirt kid with the lisp.
Yes. Think the yellow shirt kid with the lisp. And personify him. That's the guy in our class, pretty much. I don't think he had a
We're gonna miss
lisp.
the line.
Yeah, like I don't think he had a lisp, but he looks exactly like him.
Where's your ticket?
Yeah, that's essentially him.
His name was Mike, and he was a tryhard, and he tried to answer everything correctly. And
Mike, if there's some possibility that you're watching this podcast for some weird reason, so sorry, but I'm sure you're better now.
I honestly, I'm just gonna say what I want to say. I was like gonna dance around it, but to help paint the picture, he's the epitome of like the nerdy dude from Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
And I don't want to say loser, but you can get what I'm going from.
For reference, he was in like my AP Physics class, and
Yeah.
he was like the star student of
And
the class.
he was annoying. Okay, and so we're just bullying this guy. And so one day
catching
one day
strays right
he
now.
said he would like try and explain things further than it needed to be and add information that was kind of BS. And one time our teacher looked him dead in the eyes after he said something. He was like this, ready? Picked up an expo marker, turned around, drew a circle on the board, and he said, "That's me, Mike." And they turned around, drew an arrow, and he said, "Went right over my head, son." I remember I started laughing my ass off. I would bust out laughing this entire class with this man
No,
because
he's
my
so
favorite teacher of
funny.
all time.
Yeah, same.
He
I want him to officiate our wedding.
would literally flame anybody. One time he told this extravagant story about how a road near where we live got its name.
It's called Five Forks.
Five Forks Trickham Road. And
Okay, leaking. Just kidding. I'm trolling.
okay, and
It's
then
a long road. It's a
yeah.
really long road.
It doesn't even matter because anyway, and so this one guy like, "Is that real? Like that sounds made up." And he goes, "No, I just get up here and make this shit up."
I
And
still
then he
don't
like
know if it's
stared
real.
at him with like his.
He's like so funny and he's so seriously unserious. It's like the best.
like one time.
He likes to play music or clips from movies as everyone's walking into class. Like there's like a 7-minute time period between bell rings for you to get to your next class. So he'll be playing music.
He would. I mean,
He'll
he
play
could still
music.
do it. He's retired, but
Oh yeah, well, you know what I mean. He used to play music or like a scene from a movie that would more often than not relate to what's going to happen in that class that day. And like one day he was playing Jamaican music and he had on like a fake like Jamaican hat that had like braids attached to it, like from like a dollar store. It was just, he's so funny.
He would be mingling in the hall with other teachers and stuff, and then the bell would ring and he'd walk in. The lights would usually be off. And one time I vividly remember it. He was playing like a YouTube video, and it was like an Eagles record, like Hotel California, or it was Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven, and it was like in reverse. It was in reverse, and then he came in. It was dead quiet. He came in the class, tapped that space bar super loud, and he like paused and looked up and he said, "The music you were just listening to is the Eagles. Some might say it's devil music." And he like said it really loud and just looked at us, and he's like, "There's a group of people who believe that these records were intentionally played, so when you play them backwards, it's worshiping Satan, worshiping the devil." And he would just say it. It was so funny.
My favorite.
He's like, "I'm not saying it's true. There's people out there who believe that shit." And he would just like, he was just a trip.
My favorite part of every year is when I get to the certain point in the year where he pops up in my Snapchat memories, because I have quite a couple Snapchats of him, either like videos or pictures of him doing like just really funny stuff.
Yeah.
And I just love it when he pops up. I miss him.
The last day of his class after the exam, we did, during exam period, we had taken an AP exam, so we didn't even have a final. We tried to show up. We did trivia, because I guess he has a trivia group that he goes to like a bar with every Tuesday.
Stop. We need to figure out what bar that
And
is.
so he we did all the trivia stuff. Our team was dominant.
Was I there?
Yeah, it was you, me, Ethan, Griffin, and Bryce.
Oh my God, I was included?
Yes.
Aw. We were dating at that point in time though. So.
Yeah, and so me and Ethan, of course, like we did all
Obviously.
year, because we got to take our quizzes on clusters. Like he would tell us to put our
Yeah.
desks together, and I was the only one who ever did the reading, and Ethan was naturally smart. And
Ethan is Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting.
and I did the work, and he was just there. And so, but at the end when the bell rang, he'd be like, "All right, turn him in," and everyone would just look at me and his paper.
Yep.
Would be like, "What's the answer to this
Can
one?"
confirm.
But we did trivia, and it was fun.
I remember there was one. It was when we were at the part of the curriculum learning about Alexander Hamilton, and he was playing Hamilton music. And
Do you remember the song? Because I do.
which song was it?
Washington on Your Side.
Yeah, great song.
Because me and my friends got hyped when I didn't listen to Hamilton at this point.
But you
and
guys
it put me on Hamilton.
were making fun of the girls that were in the front left corner of the room that were like singing it, and I sat right behind Chris and his buddies. Like I was in the cluster, like I was like in the little cluster with Chris and these dudes.
We didn't say it to them, but we did talk about them behind their back.
Talked about it,
Which
and
is
I
bad.
heard it, and in my head I was singing along to Hamilton because I love Hamilton, and I was like, oh,
Well, it was funny to me because like Washington on Your Side was playing, and so like girls were like just walking in, and they were like, "This immigrant isn't somebody he chose." And they're just like unpacking, and I'm just like, "What the fuck is going on over here?" I'd be like, "Look at these people."
he was making fun of.
Little did I
theater
know
kids.
that day. I drove home and I queued it up, and me and my buddy were listening to it. On
You guys
the
were like,
way
wait, wow, this is
home.
kind of actually fire.
And that was kind of
And
the
then a
beginning of
couple
the
months
end
later-
for me loving Hamilton. But
and
I
then
still love it. It was
A
the
couple
beginning
months
of.
later, he started dating this girl that just
We were
forced
dating
him.
I'm pretty sure, weren't we? Or no?
No,
Hamilton?
not at the time of Hamilton. No, not yet. That was first semester.
Nah, fair.
I would have been way too. I know we weren't dating because
We
we had
weren't.
to do
It was fall.
debates. We had to do debates, and I would have been really nervous if I liked you at the time to stand up in front of class and do a debate in front of you.
I don't want to out myself or anything, but I vividly remember a debate topic that we had, and it was easier to argue the side that I took. He was like, "For extra credit, we're going to talk about if the dropping of the nuclear bomb was moral or not." I remember it was like, fuck it. I was like, well, there's two options here. Whatever I say is bullshit. And so I went up there and I was like, yeah, I think we should. It was just like this. It was just this big thing.
But
it
yeah,
was high school.
Little did Chris know that a couple months later he would start dating a girl that would just absolutely shove Hamilton and all other Broadway down his throat
Yeah.
until he loved it.
Yeah,
And now he sings Dear Evan Hansen every day
I was listening to
and West Side Story every day.
I was about to say tonight, and I think it's called is it Quintet? or something.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
4.
Okay, cool.
4 people.
That's
4
what I
groups.
thought, yeah.
It's the Jets, the Sharks, Maria, and Tony. They're all singing different parts in that song. A little musical education for you there.
Is it 8, arguably? Because what a quartet before?
Oh, maybe it's 5 then.
Because Anita's gonna get a kicks tonight.
It's 5. It's
Okay,
5,
cool.
you're right.
Quintet, yeah. Yeah, that's a banger. And I listen to West Side
I like
Story.
how it just processed to me that you just did, Anita's gonna get her kicks tonight. Just so nonchalantly.
I honestly, this is our Jenna mention. The video that she sent you made me laugh so hard, where she was like, Chris, any given moment, and it's like just some dude driving. He's like, Maria. I just met a girl named Maria.
Chris sings
because I
West Side
just sing
Story
it
so often.
I
and
don't realize I'm doing it.
It's really not
It's
good.
my tick.
He'll either sing Maria or
Could be
that one,
Who
or you'll be like,
knows?
when you're a jet all the way. And it's so bad because every time he sings West Side Story, it gives me the urge to want to watch West Side Story, and I can't keep watching that almost 3-hour movie every time he sings it.
I have a disease, but I think that's okay.
A disease of singing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I just belt it out. It'll be that. It'll be Dear Evan Hansen. It'll
and you
be.
don't realize you're doing it?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just don't stop doing
That's why I think you have high functioning Tourette's.
it. Oh my God.
You know how
Did you know that today when I was home alone, because you asked me, do you sing when you're home alone? It's arguably worse. I was home alone at my house, and you don't let me like do my beatboxing. I was on a roll
No, I
for like
hate
10
when you do your
minutes.
beatboxing.
Imagine you're in my house.
It hits
and
an octave that just isn't comfortable to my ears. Like, it makes me.
Imagine someone like accidentally, like someone wandered in off the street and they were like downstairs and they heard from upstairs, they heard. I was just like doing a bunch of noises like that to try and like master it.
Why?
I don't know. Sometimes too, admittedly, I'll belt out sing as loud as I can sing if I'm alone, and because no one can stop me. As loud as I want to sing. Free. I'll do a whole song. In the car, sometimes I won't listen to music. I will do the singing.
That's why you do the podcast every week, because it just gives you an excuse to sing.
Could be.
I think in an alternate world, Chris, in a not far away alternate universe.
I'm Gaten Matarazzo.
No. I thought you were about to say you're gay.
Could be. Who knows? Not.
Well, I was going to say, in some alternate universe, you are a theater kid. You know that, right? Like,
Yeah.
you are in the theater club at our high school.
I'm Gaten Matarazzo.
I guess, yeah. I guess.
That's funny. I wonder if
No
I have
one's gonna
crinoplacial dysplasia or whatever the hell it's called.
The thing without bone, where he doesn't have bones.
Yeah, or that's the teeth thing. I don't remember which one it is.
Well, he's like missing his collarbones and teeth, something like that.
Yeah.
No. We might meet Gaten Matarazzo.
I was about to say.
Took you too long to say.
Not
that's
we
why I said
are.
it.
We might. We will.
We will.
I will. Screw it. We're gonna go. We're gonna go to MegaCon.
We're gonna go. Absolute
going.
worst case scenario. If
February 1st to the 4th.
Worst case scenario, if you have to pay a little bit more for the hotel than I do. Worst case.
Anyone
Absolute
live in
worst case.
Florida? Wants to rent out? No.
Hotels are not that expensive. We'll be fine.
I'm excited. MegaCon's gonna be fun, and we went last year, but we're gonna go a lot longer this year. We went for one day last year.
Yeah, we're gonna go for multiple days this year.
Probably all 4.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Chris is gonna do his thing. I'm gonna stand there and stare at Joseph Quinn for as long as I can without them arresting
look
me.
They need to be with me for this. Like, I love you to death.
I'm not gonna ask you to stand in line to meet Joseph.
I am not.
Quinn.
I am not doing it again.
I'm not asking you to.
Yeah. You can meet him. I'll go my separate ways. My worlds apart.
I'll gauge.
I can't do it
I'll
again. It
gauge
was
the
bad,
vibes.
guys.
Here's the thing. I'll gauge the vibes of his line because it's MegaCon. Like, there's lots of people
It's like
there.
4 times the size of Phoenix Dallas.
Yeah, I'm aware. Okay. I'm gonna gauge his line. I'm also totally fine with just doing a photo op with him because I've already met him. So I'd be down to do a photo op with him and Gaten Matarazzo. I don't want Mike. I don't want Finn Wolfhard in my photo op. No offense to Finn Wolfhard.
I didn't think about that. A photo op's different. I will not wait in that man's autograph line.
No, that's
I will not
fine.
wait in that man's. There was a line to get a pass to come back to wait in line for his autograph.
What can I say? What can I say? The people love Joseph Quinn. What can I say, Pookie?
And now this is the thing, they're giving me hope that we are getting a boatload of Stranger Things cast because listen, This is not that far from Georgia, frankly, if they hop on a little PJ or a little commercial flight, private jet.
I know what a PJ is.
From Georgia to Florida, bordering states, folks. Listen, this could be a big blowout. Yoo-hoo, big summer blowout.
I knew you were about to say that.
For MegaCon. I would not be surprised if this opens the floodgates. They've announced Finn, they've announced Joseph Quinn, they've announced Gayton. Hear me out. David Harbour. Hear me out.
Joe Keery, I know you're here.
Hear me out. Millie, why not?
Fuck it.
And now I'm thinking
Winona.
we're going to get Cobra Kai people as well. They usually frequent them.
Yeah.
What if we got Robbie Keane, Tanner Buchanan?
I can't.
What if
meet
we got
him.
Mary
He's
Mauser?
Actually 4'11". So
you
is
serious?
she. No, he's like 5. I think he's 5'4".
You met Dylan Sprayberry.
That's different.
Yeah. He's probably the height of Dylan Sprayberry.
What a short king. I love him.
If I got a photo with him...
you can't keep scaring people that we meet with your massive height.
I honestly...
and massive
okay, I'll be
wingspan.
real. The proudest I've ever been is when I got a picture with Tyler Hoechlin, and I almost was this. Like, he has
You're
like...
I
look
look Tyler
bigger than him.
Hoechlin look
Not like-
scrawny.
Not like...
We're talking like width. Like
Yeah.
Chris, when he walks through my bathroom door, he can't walk through it straight. My bathroom door is a little bit smaller than like my normal door.
Yeah.
He can't walk through it normally. He has to turn his body. Like he can't, like his shoulders are too wide. You're scary.
If I devoted my...
Put your pinky finger up.
No. If I devoted myself to... Stop, please. I hate when you do that.
Isn't that weird?
If I devoted myself to like lifting weights for like a whole year and I just ate I would look like, I don't even know.
A Greek god.
No.
You'd look like...
I'd look better.
I dare you.
I'm kidding.
I dare you.
I just wanted to say that.
For those not knowing what my room looks like, I pointed at my
no,
Bucky Barnes
I would not
shrine.
look like that. I would be a bowling ball. Like I would be, I wouldn't get, I'm not, no. I can't get like shredded like thin.
I'm not talking about getting shredded. I'm talking about his arms. I don't care about what the middle part of him looks like.
Jesus.
I'm talking about the arms.
I am excited for MegaCon. It's going to be fun. Atlanta Comic Con announced some people, but I don't think they're going to get as many big ones.
You know
there could be some in Atlanta.
That'd be so easy for them to go to Atlanta. Hello,
They
they're
might
right
all
there.
go, actually.
They're right there.
It's the
You
week
know what
after.
I think's interesting.
What do you think's interesting?
I think it's interesting that the Hellfire Club actors are all off and free for the time of MegaCon. It's almost like they don't need those people because they're busy filming scenes that they're not in. And I think it's interesting that that group includes Joseph Quinn. It's almost like, hey, when you guys wrap up at MegaCon, go ahead and bring Joseph back on over with you so we can film his scenes. Because he's alive.
You think so?
I know so.
You
He
know
told
so.
me.
Okay.
He told me himself.
Yeah. If anyone else gets added, it'd be a pretty big deal at this point. Because these are people who frequent cons. What would you do if Sadie Sink got announced?
Kill myself.
You'd meet her, right? What would you do? I would honestly, anyone else at this point is a win. Gaten Matarazzo, dude.
I need David Dude, if Joe Keery went, I would have to meet him for Jenna. Jenna already freaked out over Gaten.
If Joe Keery comes, Jenna has to come.
I think she might actually. We would share a hotel room with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily. Jenna, if Joe Keery comes, you have an invite to MegaCon. If you can get yourself on flight down here. We'll splitting a hotel 3 ways?
Talk shop.
That'd be nice.
Listen, if anyone else gets added, we got to meet him, and it's become a Stranger Things con for us. I don't really care to meet anyone else. Stranger Things is my jam. The second on the priority at cons right now is Cobra Kai, but I don't know who they get. If they got the only people I want to meet right now are
Sholo and Jacob probably.
I want to meet Jacob. I want to meet Mary, and I want to meet Tanner. But we'll see. Look,
Did you see they reacted to the new Karate Kid movie news on their most recent episode?
I did not.
The Sholo read it out loud, and Jacob hadn't even heard about it. Jacob was like,
So they were like, "Fuck this," right? Kind of.
They're like, what? Question mark? What
That's
do you
how I
mean?
feel about that stupid movie.
What do you
so
mean?
yeah. Look, I'm very excited to eat some cake.
Yes, Chris is gonna have more of his birthday cake. Tell the group how great the birthday cake is that I made for you.
It was delicious.
Did I talk about it in the last episode? I think I talked about how I
Probably
slaved
did.
over the kitchen.
I don't remember the last week's episode.
Oh,
I told
boy.
you I wasn't kidding. I told you I was doing that so we could keep the streak alive. It's like when Georgia pulled up and like barely beat Auburn.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we even talked
You
about.
weren't all there. We talked about Georgia a little
But
bit.
this was a good one. Started really, really down in the dumps, but we made it.
Yeah, sorry, I wanted to talk about college football. He talks about college football
Skip
with his
that
friends.
if you don't want to. Yeah.
I wanted to talk about college football because no one else talks about college football with me. I want to hear
I
from
do.
you guys. Barely. Your friends get it first, and then by the time you get to me, you're like you were on the podcast and you don't talk about it because you're all talked out.
I'm also upset. I'm mourning.
I know. But get over it.
They should have been in. They're one of the 4 best teams.
No, exactly. I didn't even make that point. Everyone's like, it's not the 4 most deserving teams, it's the 4 best
The only
teams. If that was
sport,
case,
the
then Georgia
only
would be in it.
sport in the United States of America where there's not a system for how to make the playoffs clearly set every year is the college football playoff.
They're changing it next year to 12 teams, which I think is
Even
better.
then, it's still going to be bullshit. The NFL, there's 2 conferences, there's divisions, 4 divisions in each conference. You win that, you get in. There's a wild card system. It's way more defined.
Travis Kelce.
Excuse me?
You said NFL, sorry, and I said Travis Kelce. That's just
Oh,
all I can say about the NFL.
yeah. That's good.
All right, well, we're going to end this because the Dance with Stars finale is in about 15 minutes, and we have to prepare to watch it because it's 3 hours long.
Go see Godzilla -1, by the way. That movie kicks ass.
Yes, Chris really liked it. I haven't
Check
seen
out
it.
my review. I went alone.
Were you the only one in the theater?
Of course not. Literally
Damn it.
as the last preview paired, 2 people came and sat behind me. They were quiet though.
Damn.
Yeah. So I respect it. I wasn't mad. I don't get mad at the presence of people. I get mad at the disruption of other people.
So true. Yeah, do all that. We're going to go. Thank you guys for watching the podcast. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to us. If you're watching this on Spotify, give us a really nice and sweet and cute review, if you will. Cute. Good job. Low key, here's a challenge for the
Season 3?
comments. Nope. Here's a challenge. What did
I heard Loki.
No. Here's a challenge. So I'm in charge of clipping the podcast, and sometimes I struggle with figuring out what parts of the episodes are super funny to clip. So if you're watching this, and there was a part of the podcast that made you giggle, and it made you laugh, and you think that would make a great clip for TikTok, comment the timestamp. Be like, Cameron, Cammy, clip this. Do that. And if you do, kisses to you. What are you doing?
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on.
All right. Well, that does it for this episode of the podcast. Until next time, stay unusual.
Tonight.